Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, then welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are watching the brand new Disney Plus show, Loki. We are watching the pilot episode, which premiered like 20 minutes ago. It is currently like 3:30 for me, but I wanted to watch it as soon as it came out. So yes, if you are new here, I have not watched WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier yet, but if you would like me to, let me know in the comments down below. I could not wait to watch Loki though, because I am a huge Loki fan. I did not name my cat Loki for no reason. I have seen all of the Thor movies. I have seen all of the Marvel movies. But yeah, Loki has been my favorite since the very beginning, and I am so excited to watch this show. So I'm gonna stop rambling and we're just gonna get into it. I am your god.
I am Loki of Asgard. And I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Is it the time people? Is this when they get him?
On behalf of the Time Variance Authority, I hereby arrest you for crimes against the sacred timeline. Hands up.
It's been a very long day, and I think I've had my fill of idiots in armored suits telling me what to do, so if you don't mind, this is actually your last chance. Now get out of my way.
It just keeps going.
You're now moving at 1/16th speed.
Okay.
But feeling all that pain in real time.
Does that make those people forget they saw Loki? Does that mean that they exist, this place, outside of time? Can you exist outside of time? Is that thing gonna turn on?
Hey! Absolutely not. This is fine Asgardian leather. Now, hang on just a minute.
I wasn't complaining.
Please confirm to your knowledge that you are not a fully robotic being. We're born an organic creature and do in fact possess what many cultures would call a soul.
What? To my knowledge, do a lot of people not know if they're robots? What if I was a robot and I didn't know it?
The machine would melt you from the inside out. Please move along, sir.
Well, I mean, that would not motivate me to move. Does it take a picture?
What's that?
Your temporal aura.
What's that?
Please, through the door.
Temporal aura? Heh. It's got the wait music of like one of like the DMV or someplace like
This is a
that.
mistake. I shouldn't be here.
Hi there. You're probably saying, this is a mistake. I shouldn't even be here. Long ago, there was a vast multiversal war. Countless unique timelines battled each other for supremacy, nearly resulting in the total destruction of everything.
Okay.
But then the all-knowing timekeepers emerged, bringing peace by reorganizing the multiverse into a single timeline.
The sacred timeline?
But sometimes people like you veer off the path the timekeepers created. Maybe you started an uprising, or were just late for work. Now that your actions have left you without a place on the timeline, you must stand trial for your offenses.
But they just said even if you're just late to work. So you might not even do it on purpose and then you're just in prison forever?
Who actually believes this bunkum?
Ticket, sir.
That guy didn't give me a ticket. I tried to ask for one.
Sir. Sir?
Well, you guys are raising your voice with me, Buckethead.
Did he just kill that guy?
Stab wounds look consistent with the others.
This is what they need Loki for?
That's the 6th attack in the last week.
That we know of.
Hey, wait, stand down.
Stand down.
Do not vaporize this child for happening to walk in.
Tu sais qui a fait ça?
The devil? What? She glowing.
C'est bleu. C'est bleu là. C'est quoi?
Kalui?
Bearing gifts.
But won't she remember them?
Guilty of being the god of mischief? Yes. Guilty of finding all this incredibly tedious? Yes. Guilty of a crime against the sacred timeline? Absolutely not. You have the wrong person.
Really? And who should we have?
I suspect the Avengers.
What they did was supposed to happen. You escaping was not.
According to whom?
The timekeepers.
Oh, the timekeepers. Right. Well, perhaps I should speak to these timekeepers. Gods to gods.
I'm sorry, but they're quite busy.
Oh, they are? What are they doing? And then what do you do?
Dictate the proper flow of time according to their dictations. How do you plead?
Guilty of this.
I think your thinking makes your powers go.
The court finds you guilty, and I sentence you to be reset. Next case, please.
Reset. What does that mean? What is that? Is it bad?
You have no idea what I'm capable of. I think I might have an idea of what he's capable of.
Approach the bench.
He wants him on his task force. It's like a whole city down here. Or I don't know why I say down here. I don't know where here is.
This place is a nightmare.
That's another department. Now that department I'll help you burn down.
Nightmares? They give people nightmares?
What do you want from me? Well, let's start with a little cooperation. Not my forte. Really? Even when you're wooing someone powerful you intend to betray? You don't know anything about me. Maybe I'd like to learn.
I think he knows a little.
First and most oppressive lie ever uttered was the song of freedom. For nearly every living thing, choice breeds shame and uncertainty and regret.
It's funny, for someone born to rule, you sure do lose a lot. Might even say it's in your nature. Do you enjoy hurting people? Making them feel small? Making them feel afraid?
Your games don't frighten me.
Making them feel little?
I know what I am.
A murderer?
A liberator.
What is it that you think that you're really running from?
Enough.
Back in your cage.
I was just standing up to make a point.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It won't be as meaningful now.
Okay, well, stay seated.
I'll do what I want.
You're gonna start taking things seriously.
If you hadn't picked up the Tesseract, you would have been taken to a cell on Asgard.
Oh shit, is he gonna show him what he hasn't seen, the future? What happens to Loki after Avengers?
Loki.
Hello, Mother. Have I made you proud? What is this? This is nonsense. More tricks. It's never even happened.
Not yet.
And then the Dark Elves attack the palace, and you think you send them to Thor.
But instead, you send them...
I'll never tell.
Yeah.
Where do you have her? Where is she?
You lead them right to her.
I don't believe you. You're lying. It's not true.
It is true.
I don't believe you.
Do you enjoy killing?
I'll kill you.
What, like you did your mother?
What are you doing?
My job. Is it yours to interrupt?
We have a situation.
Don't go anywhere.
Where could he go?
Okay, Loki, I think we can finish up tomorrow and just pick it up.
Where is he? He's got to be in there, though. It's a trick. But he can't use magic.
Mischievous scamp.
He took it.
Give me the Tesseract or I'll gut you like a fish, Casey.
What's a fish?
How do you not know what a fish is?
I lived my entire life behind a desk.
Infinity Stones? How do you have these?
Oh, we actually got a lot of those. Some of the guys use them as paperweights.
Is this the greatest power in the universe?
Is he gonna watch more of his future?
I love you, my sons. Remember this place.
Loki, I thought the world of you. I thought we were gonna fight side by side forever. You know, maybe you're not so bad after all, brother.
Maybe not.
Thank you. If you're here, I might even give you a hug.
I'm here.
You should choose your words more carefully.
He's just fucking with her now.
Loki, nowhere left to run.
I mean, he's been sitting there for a while, to be fair. He's not running.
I can't go back, can I?
No.
I don't enjoy hurting people. I don't enjoy it. I do it because I have to, because I've had to, because it's part of the illusion. It's the cruel, elaborate trick conjured by the weak to inspire fear.
A desperate play for control.
A villain.
That's not how I see it. You try to use that?
Oh, several times. Even an infinity stone is useless here.
Fugitive variants been killing our Minutemen.
And you need the god of mischief to help you stop them. Why me?
The variant we're hunting is you.
What? 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 This is a twist. I did not see this. I did not see that coming. That is amazing. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wait. Someone's out there.
Is it Loki? Oh, it's that guy that was with Mobius earlier. I want to see the face of this other Loki. But the episode's over. The episode's over? You guys, oh my gosh, this show is so cool. Okay, you guys, so I really wish that there was a second episode already because I am very much loving this show so far. Now, Loki has always been one of my ultimate favorite characters in the MCU, Loki and Cap, but Loki is like #1 for me. So I was always going to love this show. There was never really any question about that. And to get to see Tom Hiddleston reprise the role of Loki after Infinity War is a blessing. So I am very excited about this. I knew I would love it, but I didn't know quite what to expect because I have not read the comics. So what I know is a little bit of Loki in Norse mythology and Loki from the MCU. So I don't know a lot about the, hold on, I wrote down, the Time Variance Authority. I don't know about the TVA and this kind of storyline in the comics. But that being said, I think that it's a really interesting, kind of strange concept. I'm just gonna get right into talking about the things that I really liked. One thing that I really liked about this show is the balance of the different kinds of tones that is in it, right? It's very funny already. It's very funny. I really love the sort of humor that Tom Hiddleston puts into Loki. And so I really loved all of those moments. And I think that it seems like the show is going for funny, right? And so Owen Wilson, I think, is a great addition to the cast for that sort of effect. I absolutely love the deadpan way that Tom Hiddleston portrays certain aspects of Loki and delivers certain lines, I should say. When he's talking to the one guy and he's like, I'm gonna gut you like a fish. And the guy's like, wait, what's a fish? And that exchange was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. There was a lot of that kind of humor that I really enjoyed throughout. And I like that they contrasted that humor with the serious moments. With Mobius, I think is his name. That's what I wrote down, so I think that is Owen Wilson's character's name. I liked the moments of him really trying to grill Loki and get to the heart of who he is and what he thinks and how he acts and all of that. I thought that was really interesting. The scenes with Loki seeing what happens to his mother later broke my heart. Him seeing Odin calling him his son and him, being brothers with Thor. I really loved to see Loki get to see that. And it is really sad to me that this version of Loki is never going to experience those moments with Thor, and he's never going to get that moment with Odin. And I think that there is something that's really sad about that if you think about it. But I really enjoyed that, and I loved so much that the twist is that the variant that they're searching for is fucking Loki. Like, I probably should have seen that coming, but I definitely did not. And so I just think that that's such a cool moment, and it makes me have a lot more questions, like, where did that variant come from? Because this variant came from Endgame, the Avengers, going back and kind of messing with time a tiny little bit. And so that's where this Loki came from. So where did the other variant of Loki come from? Like, how did he deviate? When did he deviate? I'm very intrigued by that. And I'm very intrigued by what this Loki looks like and who this Loki is. It's very intriguing. Also, I find just the idea of the TVA and the Time Agency or Time Variance Authority very fascinating, because where are they? Like, where does this place exist? It seems to exist almost outside of time, but I don't know how that would work. You know what I mean? It seems to exist in a place that doesn't exist, if that makes sense. And I'm confused by that. I'm also like, these people are hardcore and kind of messed up, really, because they were talking in that little intro video that explains what the TVA is and everything for Loki and the audience at the same time, that if you create a minor deviation from where the timekeepers have decided that your life goes, then you're just taken to this like time prison that exists who knows where, and they can destroy you, get rid of you. They can't put you back in the timeline because they reset it so that the other you that exists in the world now does what you're supposed to do, right? So what happens to you? Are you like in time prison? Do you just, because they can't put you back in the world because that would affect something, right? Even if you just like talk to one person and then they're talking to you and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, so you're fucking up the timeline. So they kind of, is that what that whole city is? Like, is that whole city that we saw when Loki looked out and Mobius looked out, is that just a whole city of people that are stuck there because they accidentally like freaking went to McDonald's when they were supposed to go to Tim Hortons or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine like how horrific that would be? You accidentally, without knowing it, because you don't know that you're supposed to make another decision, make this decision, and then suddenly you can't exist as you anymore. Like, you're taken away from everything and everybody that you know and love and put in this place, and then sometimes just disintegrated, evaporated, killed because you, I don't know, wrote with a green pen instead of like a purple one. Like, it's just crazy. Like, they were like, one of the options was like, oh, you were late to work one day when you weren't supposed to be. And it's just like, what? But you can't know if the choice you're making is the choice that you're supposed to make. So how do things vary? How does that work? How does it work? How does it work? I don't understand how it works. And I find it frightening. But aside from that, something that I thought was really interesting, sort of going off of that, is there is a kind of theme throughout this show. And it's interesting because it's like the time agency's kind of theory, but also Loki's theory in a way. And Loki was talking about how it's easier if people don't get to choose, because when people choose, aka the whole debate about free will, like, they fuck it up. And so it's easier if you just take that choice away, which is why he thinks that he would be a good ruler for Earth and, you know, X, Y, and Z. But it's interesting because he's like, I feel like at one point he was kind of saying other people think they have a choice, but they don't, but he does. But then he's kind of finding out that he doesn't. And it's just interesting because does that mean that in the Avengers universe, the idea of free will is a lie? I mean, it has to be. If the timekeepers said, okay, we fixed the multiple universes they fixed all the timelines diverging, so all these different universes were being created, and they fixed it and merged it into one universe, one timeline. So that means that free will is an illusion in this world, right? Because you have the illusion of choice, but it's chosen for you. And if you vary from the path that you're supposed to take, you are put in time prison. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know what it's called. And they like correct you, right? Who are the timekeepers? Are we going to meet the timekeepers? I'm assuming, you know, we saw the cartoon of the three people, and then in the courtroom there was the three heads. But are we going to meet these people? Do they still exist? I mean, they have to in this world in a form where we could meet them. And is that other Loki's intention? Is that why he's so blatantly killing these time agents? Is it because he's trying to get the timekeepers' attention? And if so, for what purpose? Is it because he's upset that he thinks that he doesn't really have a choice? You know? Also, as far as the other Loki, the evil variant that Mobius wants Loki to help him stop, is there a rhyme or a reason or a purpose to the places and the times that he's going? Because, hold on, I wrote it down. He went to 1549 in some town in France, and then he went to 1858 in Salina, Oklahoma. So, are these random places, or is there a greater purpose to the places that he's choosing? And if so, what is the greater purpose to the places that he's choosing? And why? Also, small thing, but I find it really interesting that there's something called hold on, I wrote this down, temporal aura. And that is how they identify people. Like, it must be more unique than anything else if that's how the TVA is choosing to identify people. You know, I'm gonna look up temporal aura and see if that tells me anything, because I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so it's not a thing, but the temporal lobe, which I did know but wasn't thinking about it because I was thinking in relation to aura, but it's part of your brain. So I guess whatever the idea, I think, is that your brain waves, your brain signature is unique. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even gonna pretend to know. I don't know. But I do think that was interesting. And the whole scene with the metal detector but robot detector, which metal detector makes sense, was really funny. And like Loki being like, but if I was a robot, I wouldn't know I was a robot. Because do a lot of people like not know they're robots? What if I'm a robot and I just don't know that I'm a robot because apparently this is a thing that happens? And the guy's like, just freaking walk through this. And it's like, excuse me, no, I would not walk through that because I don't know. I guess you don't really have a choice in this place. Either you do what they tell you or they stab you with the little pokey thing that makes you not exist anymore. So, sorry, I'm going back to the idea of like you being plucked from your place and put here, your existence. Does that mean that the you that now exists in the world isn't actually you, right? Because you exist there. So I'm thinking too hard about it, I know, but how do they do that? It's just, it's like, it's not fair to the people left behind, right? Because it's not really you. Like that's not me anymore. That's a different version of me. That's a me that, I don't know. I think that I'm thinking too much about it, but I just think like, if I get stuck in this time prison, like I never get to see my fiance again. I never get to see my family again. I never get to see my cats again, you know? Like I'm looking at it from my perspective. And like, that's so sad. That's so messed up that like, if you're just late to work one day and it's not like you get a warning. It's not like the TVA comes and is like, hey, just FYI, you're doing something that goes against what we want you to do. So we're just gonna tell you, do this to keep the timeline. And then like, they put you back. Because they don't put you back. So you just make a decision that you don't understand the consequences of, and then you just don't get to exist in the world anymore. Like, sorry. I can't get over that. I just can't get over that. Sorry. I probably focused on that for too much of this post-episode discussion when I'm supposed to be focusing on Loki. One other thing that I did want to say really quick is that is the kablooey? The bubblegum with the shiny teeth for the little girl in France. Like, was that just Loki being like, haha, I'm funny? Or did it have another purpose? Also, if this is a Loki variant and we have this Loki variant, then why would our Loki variant's temporal aura not match that Loki variant's temporal aura? How is it different? What's the difference? Is it where they variated? That's not a word. Where they made their variation in time? It can't be unique to your brain chemistry then, because both Lokis should have the same brain chemistry, right? You guys, I'm so confused about how this works. But I'm very intrigued. I love Loki, like I have said multiple times. And I am really excited to see where this show goes and where Loki goes and to meet other Loki and just to see the progression of this Loki, because I think that the MCU gave us a really cool arc for our Loki that we know, and this is a version of that Loki, just you know, cut off at the end of Avengers. He didn't get, you know, Thor the Dark World or Thor Ragnarok or Infinity War, or, you know, any of that. So I'm interested to see where this Loki progresses and how his character arc develops from here. I really wish that we could get Thor in here and we could have some brother moments, or even Frigga and have mother and son moments, or I'd take Odin, you know? Like, I wish that we could get some of that, but I am excited to see how Loki interacts with these characters and if his beef with that one cop continues. I think that him and Casey's scene was funny. I really like him and Mobius. I'm excited to see how that develops going forward, their partnership, I am excited for the next episode because I really want to see what we know about this other Loki, where they came from, and how they got here. They're not here, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, guys, so I think that is all that I have to say. I cannot wait for next week and to continue with this show. I kind of wish they had dropped like the first 2 episodes at once because like a girl needs more. Okay. Guys, please, if you want, comment down below and let me know what you think so far of the episode. If you loved it, if you thought it was really funny like I did. And yeah, just your thoughts. That's it, okay? Until the next episode of Loki. Bye, guys!